I have with me Brother Polite. He's an author of 90 books, as well as a motivated speaker and celebrity mentor. He's joined by his two wives, Ra'et and Amunet.
Correct.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks
Two
for having
wives,
us.
that's amazing. So you have, how many wives do you have?
4.
You have 4 wives. And so you are polygamist?
Yeah,
Define that for me.
a construct in which there's a male and several female counterparts engaged in a relationship.
How many females are allowed to be involved?
It's indefinite, but of course, I get the consent from the females.
So you say, you wake up one morning, you know what, honey, I think I want another one.
Oh, no.
That wouldn't work.
Well, how do you get the consent? How does that happen?
Well, there has to be a necessity for another female to be part because it's economically structured. So when we want to embark upon a new endeavor that can make all of us the benefactors, that'd be the thing that would commence the operation.
Give me an example of a.
Man, the way he pieced those words together is nice. Not gonna lie to you. I used to watch this dude back in the day, and I think this might actually be an old video. But I'm gonna be honest, this isn't a very healthy structure just because the nature of women, man. They're already jealous creatures, human beings in general. So when you got like, multiple women, it's somebody gonna get jealous. Now, they're all adults. If this is what they want to do, then hey, more power to them. But I just think it's one of those situations. It's like you got like a fuse. You light the fuse. It might work for 5 to 10 years, and then whenever one of them, gets fed up, they blow the whole thing up. So to me, it seems like it's just a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. And one woman is already a lot to deal with. So having 4, yeah, forget about that.
Situation that requires number 2 wife.
Well, this is the first wife that got involved with this relationship. I've been with Aminette for 19 years. We've been together since 12, 13 years old.
That's amazing.
And so,
since you've been 12?
Yes.
Wow.
As we grow and we develop, we began to understand more about economics, and we wasn't really left with any inherited wealth. And considering that wealth really begins at $150,000 a year, and the threshold for poverty for a family of 4 is about $32,000 a year, and for an individual is about $15,000 a year. Neither her and I combined would get us anywhere near the point of being able to amass real wealth. And so we used the polygynous construct as a catalyst to embark upon those type of endeavors. So we opened up a bookstore and we needed assistance. And so when I presented the idea to Ra'et, whom we knew for a period of time because she used to come to the bookstore, we then found out where we can establish some kind of reciprocity or something that could be mutually beneficial for her.
Of course, he might be saying from an economic standpoint, that's why they did it. But come on, man. You can't fool me, buddy. You saw her come into the bookstore a lot of times. You saw she was fine. You told your wife, like, hey, this is why I want to do it. But in the back of your head, it was because you liked her, because you physically were attracted to her. Let's be real, man. Because if it was just about economics, then you would just have business partners. You wouldn't need them to be your wife. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. You actually wanted to smash her. That's the only reason. It ain't about economics, man. You can't fool me. Your wife might have fallen for it, but any other dude watching this, we know what it is, man.
And for us.
Were you surprised when here you are in the bookstore and the owner walks over to you and says, hey, I'm looking for a second wife. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Were you surprised?
That's exactly how it happened. But yes, I was.
So
it's not something that you're exposed to.
Right, that's right.
Initially. Like, we don't learn this in school.
Right. And so what was your first impression, your first thought when you asked it?
The first thought I actually had was, I was just like, does she know?
Right.
That was my first thought, which is natural because
that's right.
When I started coming, I was really young.
Look how uncomfortable she looks. The first wife. Look at how uncomfortable she looks, man.
It was just like, does she know?
Right.
That was
just look at her eyes, man. The eyes tell the whole story, man. You can clearly see she's not comfortable. And it's all him. He wanted to do this. So that's why he's sitting there, laughing and giggling and shit, because he gets to smash both women. And look at her, man. Uncomfortable as hell.
my first thought, which is
Right.
natural because
That's right.
when I started coming, I was really young. So I actually looked.
How old were you at the time?
I was like 17.
Oh, okay.
I was 16, 17. My mother used to go to the bookstore. And so I seen them.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let the video play, but he approached her when she was 16 or 17 with this proposition. Come on now, man. That's weird, buddy. That's weird. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Two together, and I was just like really happy for them. She was pregnant and she looked gorgeous. Like she just was this dark African looking queen with her afro, you know, and I was just like, wow, you know, so that was the first thought I had. I was just like, does she know, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much the first thought.
And then so he says, yes, she knows. And you say, okay, let's talk, the three of you? Or did you just bring her home?
No.
Oh, what we did, we all talked. I, of course, got permission from my wife, Aminette, to engage her and present the idea to her. And then we all eventually talked after I spoke to her, and we had a meeting.
Are you guys like legally married, or you just say wife?
Oh, of course, bigamy is against the law, but I have contracts with each of my wives.
With the wife, okay. Were you surprised when your wife said yes to a second wife?
No, I wasn't surprised. What I would say is I would be surprised some years prior,
Right.
because that definitely wouldn't have been her disposition.
So you meet her, and then what happened in your mind? You're like, this is a good one to be with?
Well, actually, yes, because like they mentioned, she has been coming around to the bookstore for years
Right.
before we even consider her as a co-wife. So it's not like, you know, a random person off the street. Like I've actually seen her, I've seen her family.
Right.
You know, we're pretty much on the same path. So I said, this would be a good sister.
How was Brother Polite able to convince you to do this?
Wow.
Hey, he's speaking it real, because like you definitely have to convince. No woman is gonna just sign up for this. If you ask them in an ideal world, would you like to have one husband and you're the only wife? Or would you like to have one husband and there's multiple wives? 10 out of 10 times, she's going to say, I just want it to be me with my husband. That's it. So he definitely had to convince her. That's why they all laughing, because Jesse can see through it. That's why they all busting out laughing, because they know 100%. Yeah, he probably had to fight tooth and nail. And once he got that first wife, then it made it easier for the other two.
Wow, good choice of words. Well, like for me, I thought more of the future. And as they mentioned, I was conceiving at the time. So I know I didn't have both parents. There are things that I was lacking
Right.
growing up.
your
And I wanted
father wasn't
more.
there.
No,
Oh,
I wanted
okay.
more for my child.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I can see how I can benefit, because I also wanted to educate my child. So I was able to homeschool. My child was able to see both parents, and
Right.
she was able to grow into inherited wealth, because we already erected our own businesses. So I said, you know, it's different, but I'm willing to give it a try. And he showed me results. Like, I've seen results, and she was very positive. Right? It was very positive. We was on the same path, like mentally as well.
Oh,
And we
okay.
all wanted more for each other.
Right.
So I said, okay.
That's amazing. And so were you raised by both parents?
Nah, my father walked out at age 8, and I met my mother when I turned 17. She died the week I met her
Wow. I'm sorry to
from
hear
cancer.
that.
Yeah, rest in peace to your mom, bro. For real, for real. But this seems like a bunch of people getting together who never really saw what a real family structure looked like. And unfortunately, for a lot of Black people, myself included, we don't see the father figure. We really don't. So they're going to think that things like this, like, oh, we can experiment with this and see if this works. Now, I will say, at least he's there for his kids. For some people, it works, but I just don't think the structure is it, man. But yeah, to me, that's what it seems like. It's just a bunch of people who grew up without a solid family foundation and family structure, and they're just trying to figure out what works for them. You know, me personally, and for probably most of y'all watching, this would never work, because too many emotions would be involved, and it's just too much to deal with, too much stress, too much pressure on you, especially if you're a man. Think about how much pressure is on you. as a man with just one wife, it's already enough pressure to make sure that you perform, to make sure you're leading properly, to do all the things that you're required to do to gain your respect and feel desired. But now you've got 4 women looking to you for this exact same thing. At least one of them is going to feel like that you're lacking at some point.
How about you? Were you raised by both parents?
No.
No.
My
no
father left when I was young. I don't remember what he looks like. But I had a stepfather.
Women don't normally like each other. And so how do you ladies deal with each other? Because you know how women are, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm a woman, right?
Right. So how do you guys deal with each other when that thing comes up?
Okay, well, it's like this. Siblings, right? They all don't get along. Like if it's something personal, like say Rhett and I, like I'll go to her or she'll come to me and like we'll sit down and we'll build. But the main thing, we normally just have everyone out, children included, everyone speak their mind. This is what's bothering me. How can we fix the situation?
And you feel the same way about it? That's how you work it out?
Yeah, pretty much. So we all know like females can be very catty.
Yeah.
We know that that can come into play, or the ego, and so it's really just bearing in mind what we started this for.
Right.
And also knowing a person, because when you get to know a person, then you understand that they're no longer your enemy. You don't have to actually compete against them, you know, because you're
That's
for them
amazing.
and they're for you. So
Right.
it just makes it easy.
Hey, look, I'm gonna stop the video right there. If this works for them, more power to them. You know, if they're able to actually navigate this successfully and their kids are okay with it, and well, I mean, who really cares what the kids think as long as they're being provided for? But as long as all of the adults are on the same page, hey, I ain't got nothing, you know, really to say. Will it work for me? Absolutely not. And I'm sure most of y'all watching, same thing. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this video in the comment section. I'll leave the entire thing linked down in the description so you can go watch it without my commentary. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button, man. That really, really helps. Oh, and before I leave, I'll say the one thing that I learned from watching this video is don't be greedy. That's what this seems like to me, is greed. One woman is enough. You don't need to be greedy. Obviously, we're going to have eyes and we're going to look and, you know, we're going to desire other women, but this just seems like a recipe for disaster. So I learned, don't be greedy, be content with what you got and be grateful for what you have. But yeah, man, that's it for this one. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.